My husband's response is immediate. Y-E-S. I wonder if he is holding his phone in his hand. I wonder if he is thinking about me right at that moment, hoping that I would come back, hoping that we would have a chance to try again. I imagined his relief, and it is my own relief. The officer has written out my court summons and is passing it through the window. I sign in the presence of the officer. I turn the key in the ignition. I drive the borrowed car back to my own house where my husband is waiting for me and my toddler son is still sleeping in his crib. The cop follows me the entire way. This is the beginning. Part 1. The Snow. Chapter 1. Chasing Tigers. Though I had only one speeding ticket in my life, my 10 years spent in Southern California were generally reckless ones. I spent those years chasing tigers in ferocious pursuit of my dreams as a creative career woman, a director and stage manager of plays. The stage was my adopted home, my second family, and the place where I had met my husband a decade before, as we both excelled in college theater at the University of Idaho. From there and from then on, ambition kept us moving rapidly from one short-term gig to another with breathless urgency. Newspaper critics found us talented, inspiring. I was once called a wonder kind. But I still kept chasing those tigers. There was always a bigger and a better dream. Mine was not a rock star life by anyone's measure, but it was a young, ambitious life. I liked moving fast. I liked the way it felt to move fast. I moved so fast sometimes that moments or days or weeks all ran together in a kind of blur. One day, I opened my eyes and saw that blur, and I thought, am I missing it? Is this my whole life passing by and I'm missing it? And then, somewhere, right in there, I had a spectacular crash. That's what this story is about. This story is about the point when you're rushing through your life and something brings you to a stop. Maybe coming to a stop is unexpected and very painful. Maybe when you come to a stop, you see some things you don't want to see and think about some things you don't want to think about. But this also happens. After a while, you can hear yourself breathing, and you realize that feeling is coming back into your hands. This is a story about having lived your whole life on a kind of super highway with lights and cities and people all rushing past you in a blur, and then what it feels like to get off that highway. I don't know that I could have done it without crashing. The funny thing about getting off that highway is that you absolutely cannot accomplish it by giving the car more gas, which was the only thing I had really been trained to do. I never knew what it would be like to rest until I came to a rest. So it wasn't as though I could lay out my strategy of how to get there in 12 easy steps. What I did, basically, is I jumped. I got everything broken in my life that could possibly get broken, and then I decided to go for a year without the internet. This is a story about a person going for a year without the internet. It is the story of an elder child of the net generation, a blogger, social networking addict, and fully immersed citizen of the World Wide Web, going for one whole year without electronic communication of any kind. This is a story about navigating the modern world without access to the conveniences of the modern world, and how that can change the way you see just about everything. The thing I most couldn't believe about my life without all my screens is just how big the sky is, and how vibrant and demanding are the seasons in New England, at least if you're the fool sitting by the window with neither an iPhone nor a laptop in your lap. I started thinking about these old rhythms of cold and heat, dark and light, and it reminded me of an old Dr. Seuss storybook from my childhood, in which a grumpy old king grows tired of the snow, the rain, the sun, and the